Days away from the election, and we now know who is funding the campaign to pass the sales tax referendum.
Mecklenburg County voters will choose whether to increase the sales tax by 1 percentage point to fund transit projects like the Red Line light rail. WCNC Charlotte's Richard Devane is live this morning along the light rail in South End to break down the new campaign finance report. Richard.
Yeah, good morning to you, Lisa. Good morning, Ben. Good Friday morning, everyone. Yeah, we are just days away from that big decision by voters as far as things like the future of transportation here in the Queen City and in Mecklenburg County and surrounding areas. Basically, as we look at videos, it's a big move, and there's been a push as voters weigh in on their options. New campaign finance reports reveal who's fueling the push behind the Coalition for a Better 2050. The group leading the Yes campaign has received hundreds of thousands of dollars from some of the area's biggest corporations. The largest contribution, $250,000 coming from Atrium Health. Infrastructure firm HNTB followed with more than $100,000. Other major donors include the Carolina Panthers and the Charlotte Hornets and Duke Energy. Supporters argue that the tax would drive progress and expand mobility, with 40% of the revenue from that referendum dedicated to light rail, including the long-discussed Red Line project. But critics say the county should focus on other issues that plague the city and this community, like crime prevention and the unhoused. With both sides making their case, voters will decide on Tuesday whether the investment is worth the cost and whether this vision for Charlotte moves forward.
Whether it is focusing just on crime-related public transit or around town, people get very strong opinions very quickly.
We need better mental health services. We need better focus on homelessness. We need better focus on drug addiction and things like that.
So as you can understand, there are people on both sides, but one thing we can almost guarantee is that a very small percentage of actual voters will decide on whether or not there'll be a sales tax here in this area. We're right here on the light rail in South End. Richard Devane, we'll send it back to you.